Classrooms have a way of shrinking you. The bell rings. The desks line up. The brave kids raise hands. You measure your worth by how silent you can stay. She never spoke in class. Not once all semester. If you've ever swallowed a thought so hard it burned, this story is for you. Her name is Ava Reyes. Junior year. Public high school off a two-lane road and a shuttered strip mall. Second row from the back. Hair behind the ear. Hoodie sleeves over fists. 3 jobs keep the lights on at home. Mom works nights at the care center. Dad picks up weekend shifts at the warehouse when his back lets him. Ava keeps a small spiral notebook. Not for class. For sentences she never says out loud. She's not unfriendly. She's exact. She knows the answer and only the air hears it. She scores well on practice tests, then forgets her own name when the teacher says, "Pair up and share." Her heart doesn't beat, it drums. One Monday in November, English class ends with a sentence that makes the entire room groan. 5-minute speech, personal story, visual aid, 30% of your grade. Ava hears 30% and her stomach drops like an elevator with no cable. Her brain starts explaining how this doesn't have to be a big deal. Her body knows better. Palms damp, collar hot, a bee swarm where lungs should be. At lunch, friends scroll past how to speak confidently videos and laugh. Ava adds avoid eye contact to the to-do list for the week. In 5th grade, she read a paragraph out loud and the L in library got stuck in her throat like a pebble. Kids giggled. Someone snorted. The word finally tumbled out and the hurt stayed. Since then, she built a quiet cage and called it safety. After school, she hides in the auditorium. Big room, empty seats, a stage that looks like a dare. The drama teacher, Ms. Chun, walks the aisle with a coil of microphone cable over one shoulder. "Looking for someone?" Ms. Chun asks. "No," Ava says, which is almost yes. Ms. Chun opens the curtain a few inches, like cracking a window on a hot day. "You don't have to be loud," she says. "You have to be true." 2 tricks. 1. Find a lighthouse person, one face to talk to. 2. If your voice shakes, let it. Shaky truth beats smooth pretending. That sentence slides under Ava's ribs and parks there. Shaky truth beats smooth pretending. Day 1, show up. Ava sits in the last row of the empty auditorium and reads one sentence from her spiral notebook. Her voice trembles. She keeps reading. When the panic swells, she counts the stage lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fear doesn't vanish. It fits in the room. Day 3, small ask. She orders her own food instead of asking her friend to do it. "Grilled cheese," she says, too soft. The cashier asks her to repeat. She does. It lands. Day 5, anchor. Miss Chun teaches her to plant her feet like roots. Breathe in 4, hold 2, breathe out 6. Ava writes 4, 2, 6 on her wrist in blue pen. Day 7, the whisper rep. She records a 60-second voice note on her phone about the first time she felt invisible. She plays it back. It sounds like a person worth knowing. Day 10, the one-line rule. She speaks one line in each class, even if it's just, "Can you repeat the question?" Her pulse slams. She says the line anyway. No one dies. Day 14, the rehearsal. At night, she reads her speech to the bathroom mirror. The mirror doesn't clap, but the mirror doesn't laugh either. Day 17, lighthouse found. She tells her little brother, Mateo, the first minute of her story while he builds a Lego fort. He doesn't look up, just says, "Keep going." He becomes the face she will talk to from the stage. Day 20, fail and stay. She tries the whole speech in the auditorium. Halfway through, her mouth dries to chalk and the words scatter. Old Ava would bolt. New Ava stays until her breath catches up. She starts again. It goes better. Day 24, build the bone. Miss Chun shows her a 3-part skeleton. Message. Story asks, message. You don't have to be loud to matter. Story, 5th grade, the stuck L, the quiet cage. Ask, try one brave sentence this week. Now the speech has a spine. Day 27, stage walk. She walks the stage without speaking. Left, center, right. She learns where the boards creak. She learns where her heartbeat slows. Day 30, dress rehearsal. 3 teachers sit in the back. 4 students wander in curious. Ava does the 5 minutes. Her voice shakes. She lets it. After, a freshman with chipped nail polish says, "Thanks. I thought I was the only one." That night, Ava sleeps like she did when she was 6. Face in the pillow, the worry finally somewhere else. Presentation day. The class smells like pencil shavings and winter coats. Fan clicks. The projector hums. Ava's name is on the slide. Her feet decide to walk. She places a small visual aid on the desk. A jar of paper slips. Each slip says a sentence people wish they'd said. The class can't read them. That's not the point. She starts with the line she practiced for hours. Sometimes the bravest voice in the room is the one that's shaking. One girl looks up from her phone. A boy stops doodling. Ava tells the story of the stuck L. She talks to Mateo, not the whole room. Her voice shakes on the word invisible, then steadies on matter. She ends with the ask. If you never speak in class, try one sentence this week. If you always speak, try one question that gives someone else the floor. Silence. Not awkward, absorbing. Then 3 claps. Then all of them. She gets an A. More important. On the way out, the quietest kid in chemistry whispers, "Me too." The guidance counselor announces a student stories night in the auditorium. Parents, neighbors, local scholarship reps invited. Ms. Chun wants Ava on the program. Ava says yes. Then the fear arrives with suitcases. What if I forget? What if I stutter? What if my cheeks burn and I cry? Ms. Chun texts, "You don't have to be perfect. You have to be generous." Ava prints the script and folds it in her pocket. A map she may not need. Snow piles on curbs like folded quilts. The auditorium warms with bodies and hot cocoa breath. A row of little sisters fidgets. Someone's dad coughs. The mic squeals once, apologizes, and behaves. Ava stands in the wings and counts 4, 2, 6. She finds her lighthouse. Mateo in the 3rd row, Lego keychain hanging from his belt loop. She steps into the spill of light. "Hi," she says. Simple. True. The room exhales. She tells the story. Not louder than anyone else. Just clear. She names the old cage and the new door. She says the sentence she wrote on a sticky note. Your voice isn't an apology. It's a gift you don't have to wrap. She opens the jar and reads one anonymous slip. I wish I'd told my dad I forgave him. The room swallows hard. Somewhere a program rustles, then stops. She closes with the ask. Try one brave sentence this week. If your voice shakes, let it. Shaky truth beats smooth pretending. When she's done, it's quiet. Then it's not. Ms. Chun claps once, hard. The sound catches. People stand. Ava's hands tremble. She grips the podium and smiles with all her teeth. Backstage, a freshman cries into a sleeve. I can do it now, she says. I can ask for help. Ava doesn't know what to do with that kind of honor. So she nods and says, Me too. In English, the teacher starts a rotation. Tuesday's question goes to the quiet row. In history, a boy who always speaks pauses and says, I want to hear what Ava thinks. At home, Mom gets off the night shift and sits on the edge of Ava's bed with a diner mug. I heard you were brave, she says. I've been brave at payphones and application counters. You, she taps Ava's chest. You were brave in the light. Ava starts a lunch group that meets in the music room. The one-line club. Rules. Say one sentence you're afraid to say, then high-five the air. The air doesn't high-five back. That's okay. The group does. She helps a senior rehearse for a scholarship interview. She tells a sophomore how to find a lighthouse person. She hangs a small sign by the auditorium door. Speak however you speak. A month later, a community nonprofit hosts a youth event downtown. They need a final speaker because someone got the flu. Ms. Chin asks. Ava says yes before her fear clocks in. Clever. This stage is wider. The lights are brighter. The microphone feels like a live bird. The room is full of strangers. She finds one woman in a red scarf near the exit and decides that's her lighthouse. She does the talk. Not perfect. Perfect wasn't invited. She forgets a sentence, smiles, and tells the audience, "I just blanked. Give me a second." They laugh, the gentle kind of laugh that means we've all been there. She keeps going. When it's over, the event director shakes her hand and slips a card with a website into her palm. "Apply for this scholarship," he says. "You've got something." At home, she sticks the card to her mirror with tape and writes under it, "Generous, not perfect." Progress doesn't look like fireworks. It looks like reps. It looks like answering roll call with a "here" that doesn't hide. It looks like asking her math teacher to explain a step again. It looks like telling her friend, "I can't hang tonight. I need quiet." It looks like calling her grandma just to listen, then saying, "I love you," before hanging up. Ava still has days when words stick like peanut butter on the roof of her mouth. She breathes. She plants her feet. She aims for one true sentence. She remembers 5th grade and loves that girl, too. The one who survived the laugh and kept reading. This isn't a story about becoming loud. It's about becoming honest in front of people. Here's Ava's short list for anyone whose voice is still learning the room. 1. Make your stage small. Find an empty space, classroom after school, church hall on a Tuesday, your parked car. Say 3 sentences out loud. Do it daily. Voices grow where they're planted. 2. Use a lighthouse person. Don't talk to the crowd. Talk to one safe face. A sibling, a friend, the kind stranger in row 3 with a red scarf. If you can't find one, pin a smiling sticky note to the back wall and pretend. 3. Build the bone message story. Ask. One sentence you believe. One moment that proved it. One invitation for the room. You don't need jokes. You need truth. 4. Let your body help. Feet rooted, knees unlocked. Breathe 4 to 6. Put a paperclip in your pocket and squeeze it when your hands try to shake you off the earth. 5. Log the reps, not the results. A check mark for every time you spoke when you wanted to disappear. Miss a day? Don't miss 2. Shaky truth beats smooth pretending. You do not owe the world a performance, but you do owe your life a voice. What's one sentence you'll say this week? At work, in class, at home. Write it below, then go say it. If this helped you find your voice, like the video so more quiet voices see it. Comment your one brave sentence. I read them. Subscribe and turn on notifications for a new story every day. Then go leave yours.